Hey, my lovely people, coming before you today for Wisdom Wednesday. And here's something that's been on my mind for a little bit. Something I want to instruct you to do, and that is to set your parameters. A lot of times we end up giving the devil a foothold into our life. And when we give him a foothold, he ends up taking a stronghold. Exactly what does that mean? It means that if you give him control over one little part of your life, he's going to come in and he's going to soon try to take over the whole thing. So when you give him a foothold, he turns it into a stronghold. Keep in mind that Jesus came for us to be free, okay? But Satan isn't trying to liberate you. Satan wants you to be in bondage. He wants to establish a foothold in your life in order to take over more and more of your life. And once he gets deep down inside enough, he's going to wreak havoc. All hell is literally going to break loose. And especially if he can get into an area of sin, or a place of you doubting yourself, or a place of you using negativity or a negative emotion, he turns the foothold into a stronghold. And that makes it harder for you to take back control of your life. We see the Bible talk about the enemy and having a foothold a little bit in Ephesians 4 when it talks about anger. That's the emotion that it uses there, but it really can be any negative emotion. It can be any negative talk. It can be anything that you're going through, anything that you speak about, and we really don't realize the power that our words have, and so many different things that we can control. If you learn to speak life and not speak negatively about your mindset or about your situation or about your condition, you'll learn there's really power in the tongue, and we are in control a lot more than we realize. It's okay to be honest about your current situation. It's okay to be honest about your current circumstances because God can't bless who we pretend to be. It's okay to say if you're in a bad situation because He can't fix situations that we say do not exist. However, at the same time, when you acknowledge the facts, you have to face the truth and you have to focus on the truth in whatever area of your life that you are struggling in. I always say people are quick to go from post to post or person to person, trying to get a word in, trying to get a prophetic word, trying to get confirmation. You have to learn to prophesy over yourself. You have to learn to testify of the Son and acknowledge the same power and everything that He has, you have also. Truly, when is the last time you've prophesied over yourself? When is the last time you've opened your mouth to declare certain things that have not yet been established, but you're speaking faith and you're speaking life and you're acknowledging the power of the words that you actually have and hold, and that there is power in your tongue? Sometimes you have to use the same mouth that you use to speak negatively about situations, to actually use that voice and speak to the enemy. You have to let the enemy know, I am setting parameters in this area. You no longer have jurisdiction in this area. Hands off of my marriage. Stay away from my children. Get out of my house. You have to let him know, like, you're no longer allowed to be, in the midst of my finances. You have to speak life. You have to say, my marriage is healed. My marriage is whole. My kids are restored. My finances are restored. I'm going to be a good steward from now on. You have to determine what's going to be happening from now on. When it comes to your marriage, when it comes to your children, when it comes to your future marriage, when it comes to that job you want, when it comes to your finances, whatever else the case might be, you are telling the enemy, I have jurisdiction over this area. My Father's in heaven, and there's no power in hell that will allow you to stay in this area. You have to let the enemy know you are beneath me. This area is no longer allowed to be taken over by you. You have to say, I know what it looks like. I know what the condition looks like right now. I know what my finances look like right now. I know the mistakes that I've made. I know the things that have played a part into my marriage. I know that maybe I didn't do everything I could as a mother. When you put your weaknesses out there, you're first of all allowing God, you're allowing His power to be made perfect in your weakness. He strengthens you when you can admit that you're weak. But when you do that and when you acknowledge your weaknesses and acknowledge those areas, you're also putting them out there on Front Street so the enemy can't torture you in private. The things that you declare in public, the enemy is not allowed to torture you in private with those things. You have to speak life, and you have to name those situations, name those conditions. It's so crazy because a lot of times I realize that somebody will say, oh, I just went to the doctor and I found out that I have diabetes. And you have somebody else saying, oh, no, don't claim that in the name of Jesus, you are healed and whatever else the case might be. And you can say, no, I saw the test. Yeah, it's showing that right now disease, that this is, diabetes is a part of my life. You might have diabetes, but diabetes doesn't have you. And you're saying, I acknowledge my condition. I acknowledge what is going on, but now I can use this illness because now Jehovah Rapha can show himself a healer. So when you have someone telling you they're sad or they're depressed or whatever, they have cancer or whatever, choose your words wisely, because a lot of times we're so quick to tell people, oh, no, you're not going through that. You're blessed and highly favored. Speak life over your situation. Let's first acknowledge what's going on. Again, God can't intervene in a situation if we're pretending like the situation doesn't exist. Because if the doctor is saying I have cancer and I'm just sitting there saying, no, I don't have cancer. Okay, then I don't have no need to pray. I don't have a reason to go and actually pray and talk to God and say, God, these are the facts, but here's the truth. Your blood was shed. By your stripes, I am healed. You are a healer. I saw you heal people in the Bible time and time again. I saw you do it for her. I know you'll do it for me. You have to speak facts. When people are quick to say, oh, I don't have any money. Yeah, you do have money. Just say you don't have it yet. No, I've seen my bank account. I don't have it right now. But that's okay. I don't have it right now. But with the little I do have, I'm going to be a good steward over it. And I know that God is about to bless me tremendously. So I can acknowledge the facts for what they are right now. But the truth tells me something completely different. It is what it is, but it's not what it seems. Everything that you think was really just a setback, it was a set up, is what you need to let the devil know. It was all a setup. What you thought was a setback only backed you into the arms of the one who loves you. It backed you into the arms of the one who can heal you. It backed you into the arms of the one who can restore and who can turn that situation around. Speak life, set parameters, and let the enemy know you have no jurisdiction in this area. You barely had my past. You daggone sure don't have my future. And even what you thought you had in the past was really God allowing you to do certain things. But I know I serve a God that says all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. I serve a God that says, I know the plans that I have for you. They are good plans, and they are plans for you to prosper. They are not plans for you to hurt. They are not plans for you to suffer. Yes, my word does say in this world, you will have troubles, you will have trials, you will have issues. But God says, I will allow every single thing you've endured to be worked together for a greater purpose. I will restore every single thing you lost. I came for you to have life. I came for you to have it more abundantly. I am the great provider. Are you sick? I am a healer. Are you in financial ruins right now? I am a provider. Are you stressed out? Are you worried? I am here with you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Do not be dismayed. I've got you. You can be honest about your situation, but if you're going to be honest about your situation, if you're going to put it all out there, and if you're going to be admitting to how big your circumstances are, and if you're going to be honest about the mountain that you're facing and how big it is, do me a favor and be big about how how big your God is. Be honest about how big the God that you serve really is. Be honest and admit that the God you serve is above every single thing that you are facing right now. He has jurisdiction over this area. Set your parameters and say, enemy, you maybe had a hold on my children at one point, but guess what? You don't have them anymore. Me and God, we got this. Your presence is no longer, you were never welcomed, but I allowed you to stay. But guess what? I'm taking it back. I'm setting parameters. You may have actually got a foothold into my marriage, but there are going to be no strongholds. Those strongholds are being broken. We're breaking the chains. And right now we have deliverance. We have healing. We have restoration. We have power. We have resurrecting power. And we know that God specializes in raising dead things and bringing them back to life. I dare you to prophesy over yourself. Whatever it is that you're facing, whatever it is that you're dealing with, know that God can turn it around. Know that there's nothing that's too big and there's nothing too small. It's crazy how even sometimes some of the smallest things, we take our time and we try to fix even those things on our own, because we tell ourselves, God is too busy for this. God has other things going on. Susie up the street has cancer. Mary around the corner just buried her son. She's thinking, God can't worry about me and my little issues. God says, whatever concerns you concerns me. 1 Peter 5:7 says, cast your anxieties on me, cast your cares on me, put all of your worries at the feet of Jesus. I care for you. Let me take over these things. God said, I have a good and perfect plan for you. Know that you're included in his plan. Don't let the enemy get a foothold. Don't let him get a stronghold. Let him know he has no jurisdiction over that area. Let him know that you are setting the parameters. Let him know he's a part of God's plan too. Because my Bible says at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, and Satan, that includes you. So your time is almost up. Victory is already won. Prophesy over yourself, and y'all have a great day. God bless you.